Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. A decision tonight from the Wisconsin Claims Board on the wrongful conviction of two Brown County brothers, awarding them the maximum compensation allowed, $25,000 apiece, plus attorney's fees for a crime they did not commit.
The Bintz brothers appeared before the Claims Board this summer asking for more than $2 million each after spending more than 2 decades in prison. They were convicted in separate trials in the spring and summer of 2000. As we reported, the Bintz brothers were exonerated by new DNA evidence just last year. They were wrongfully incarcerated for nearly 24 years for the 1987 murder of Sandra Lyson in Green Bay. In addition to the $25,000 award, each will get more than $100,000 in attorney's fees. And the board, by a 3-2 vote, also recommending the state legislature award the brothers $1 million each, something that lawmakers would have to vote on, which for the men's attorney means there's more work to be done.
We have to go through whatever requests and requirements there are now for the legislators to actually, grant it. So there may be another hearing. There may be another request that we stand in front of and argue to another body.
State Senator Eric Wimberger and State Representative Alex Dahlman, who are on the State Senate and Assembly Finance Committees, both dissented on the recommendation for the payment by the state legislature. We are speaking with Senator Wimberger right now. We'll share with you what he had to say about this later tonight on Action 2 News.